And we're live. Ahoy, welcome to the Drunken Podcast, episode 16. I'm your host, Jordan Crockett, aka Captain Crockett, aka CyberCalamity, aka Dirty Dan, aka some other name I can't think of. Alongside me is my friend and co-host, Tay Infinite, Tay Norman,
What's
my
up?
best friend, my brother. And our special guest for this week, Colin. Colin, I don't know your last name, so we're just going to call you Colin.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd rather not give it away.
AKA MonkeyOmega.
Yes. That's mostly the persona. Or Space Whales. That's my
Space
Twitter.
Whales. I like Space Whales, dude. That's a cool name.
Yeah, space whale. Sounds like some astral planes.
Mm-hmm.
This week's
I
a
like it.
special week, actually. Today's a special episode.
I didn't know.
all-
I didn't know Colin was on the show today or this week. Jordan's told me randomly. Like,
I told you this like 2 weeks ago.
You did? Was
Or
it
a
2
week
weeks ago?
No, it was a week ago.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it was shorter than that. Colin, when did I message you?
I think it was like, I don't know, it was like last weekend, like Friday or Saturday. I don't know. I remember getting a message. I was at work.
It was probably, I think it was Friday or something.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, I remember.
But this is a special episode because the theme / topic of this episode, it's all going to be cryptics and conspiracies and just weird shit, and that's why we asked Colin to come back on, because he specializes in
the king of it.
these topics.
Yeah,
And,
I'm the certified nutcase.
Nah, you woke.
the third eye is open.
Nah, go all out, man. Tell us everything you know. But
Yeah, I haven't been drinking the tap water because it has fluoride in it.
Jesus.
And
Huh.
that fucks with your brain, spirituality, and stuff like that. So you're unable to think certain ways. It's a form of brainwashing, mind control.
You know, I meant to grab some like tinfoil.
This is where we start.
Just to like start wrapping around my head before the beginning
That's
of
an
this
old
episode.
one though. That was
Where did
I
it
think
come
that was
from?
an old one, like from like that was like back in like the 80s maybe. I don't know, when they started like
The radio waves?
cleaning and purifying like public water and stuff like that. And I guess back then it was equivalent to like the 5G people nowadays. Who think
still
like
don't understand
5Gs
that, like-
could fry your brain and stuff. I don't trust it, but I'm not crazy about it.
The 5G thing?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna go out and buy like a special hat that supposedly protects me from it. And
Bro, really? They
things
really
like
have
that.
special hats?
Yeah, it blocks radio
yeah,
waves or something.
there's a lot of people. There's people selling them for like hundreds of dollars.
They're just lining like their fedoras with like tinfoil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, like
I could make a tinfoil beanie.
those old brick cell phones that definitely give you like radiation, like a small amount of it.
I'm pretty sure
Oh,
they
the
do.
big ones,
Hey, my
like the car phones.
there's this lady that comes to my job, Kim. I don't think I told the story before, but she told me like people who have their phones in their back pocket, and it can give them like tumors because the phones like
I think that's more of like you sitting on it weird, and it's
sit it on weird. She said like it gives all this
it's
weird
bending your spine.
bending your spine.
Because they say stuff like said about that, but like sitting on your wallet, you're not supposed to.
It's supposed to.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Like if you have a thick wallet, which I mean, like if you've ever, so like when I would drive from like Charlotte to Virginia, and I would be sitting in my wallet, it would I would get out of my car like halfway, and my back would be like killing me because of you're not sitting completely flat. You're sitting like off, like slightly
Yeah,
off.
your spine's like a little bent.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I can totally see that happening, like really messing your back up.
Or maybe the tumors are just like cysts or something, like it's a buildup because your spine's bending in such a weird way. I don't know.
It's a big ass callus.
I also heard that if you live under power lines, that can give you cancer.
100%, yeah. Like that's why.
Is
That's
that
like,
one- is that
if you live
true?
under power lines, like they pay you a lot of money.
Yeah, because of like hazard
Oh, 'cause
potential probably.
they'll like experiment on you. They use you as a study, basically. Like, oh, this family's been living here for like 15 years, and they have conjoined twins because of the power lines. And it's the same thing with microwaves too.
Yeah.
People thought that introduction of microwaves. I mean, microwaves do give you cancer, or can radiate you, but I imagine there was probably some sort of thing when microwaves were first introduced.
Wasn't there a thing? I remember. I think this is a real thing.
And I mean, that's what the term like, hey, can you nuke this for me?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a play on like, yeah, where it's radiation and it's not good for you.
This is from the 60s. They like microwave issues or something.
Yeah. That's when like washers and dryers and all that shit were coming
pop off
houses.
The traveling doors salesman.
Yeah, to give milk to the neighbors.
The
milkman.
Yeah.
Why was that a thing?
Because people used to bring milk to your house. They would make
because
a
we used
daily
to have
delivery.
Simple, honest jobs in this country. That's why.
Yeah, you used to leave your doors open and windows up without any issues.
Wait, your doors open? I think you mean unlocked, right?
Yeah, unlocked.
Leave them open.
I mean, that too, though, but like you can just.
That lets the animals in.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that video of that bear breaking into that person's house? It just like presses against the door and the door like slams open and the bear starts.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, dude. If someone like that bear saw someone, they're dead instantly. That's that bear's house now. But it has a taste of blood, so it's gonna.
Could you imagine coming home to some like
if
Goldilocks
it had a taste
shit?
for human flesh?
It's like reverse Goldilocks. It's like it's a bear sleeping in your bed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
dude. That's scary. It's how strong it like threw that freaking door down, like just busted open.
Dude, I'm sure that door was literally
powerful.
nothing to that bear.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's one of those like hollow doors.
Douche, and it's like
that are just like plywood.
I don't know how to react. I probably go in shock. Like I probably just freeze. But you just like scream at a bear, make it just look bigger and make it go away.
Yeah, you're seeing the what is it? The fox pandas, panda fox.
The
red pandas. Yeah, red
pandas. Yeah, they do the thing like where they do that. They got to make themselves look bigger.
Yeah,
that's how I imagine I would have to. I would look to a bear like this puny little thing, just trying to. It just thinks I'm cute, and then it eats me.
Yeah, he just wouldn't attack you because he's just laughing too hard. Essentially,
bears are delicious. You ever had bear? Anyone?
I've never had a bear. No, I've had kangaroo though.
Really? What does it like?
Yeah, it's really nothing. I had it in. I probably didn't have it in the best way. I had it like as like it was technically jerky.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say beef jerky, but it was kangaroo jerky. It was all right. It was really tough, but I mean, I'm like, that's jerky's tough, so I can't really give you a good consensus.
Well, aren't they like they're like jacked? They're pure, almost like 80% muscle or something.
Yeah, they're jacked. Yeah.
So I'm sure it's like
that's some lean meat right there.
There's no fat. There's no chewy fat on it. It's just all probably break your teeth, right?
I remember someone on Twitter was shocked that they didn't realize the pouches were actually like some kind of not what they thought it was.
I was
shocked.
That you?
Really?
Yeah,
you know
I was
that?
disgusted. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
They're like little holes. Like you can see they're like, is it the ribs? You can see the ribs in there.
It's like some like fleshy, fatty material in there down there. Just preserved.
Like
stuff.
when you open them up, it looks like their stomach is hollow. And
I imagine like a hot smell comes out.
Oh,
like the tauntauns from Star Wars.
Yeah,
he slices it open.
Have you guys ever like hunted deer or skinned a deer or something?
No.
I have hunted. Yeah.
When you open up a deer, that is like the worst smell. It's just like I can remember like my brother, he shot a deer and walking out into the garage, and he has this thing like hung up, and taking the knife and you have to slice the belly open like a wonton. Wait, is it a tauntaun, not a wonton?
Yeah, the tauntaun.
Yeah,
is it wonton Chinese food?
Wonton. It's Chinese food. Yeah. We sliced this thing open and it was cold out, and you could see your breath when you breathe, but you could see the steam, like the heat from it rides out, and like it's just rancid. It's so bad.
Dude, speaking of Chinese, you heard about those black seeds people are getting from China? I don't know what it is.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
What is it?
They're getting like black seeds, and they don't know.
Yeah, there's a bunch of seeds that people have been just like randomly getting. People don't know what they are.
Like seeds in like what? Like their body or?
Like a package?
No, like just seeds, like plant seeds or whatever. They're just in like a baggie.
And everyone's like, don't open them. Don't plant them.
Yeah, basically like Homeland Security or whatever is
Yeah.
like, don't open it. It's considered agricultural smuggling and shit like that.
Oh
so.
yeah, because it could wreck like the ecosystem.
Yeah, they were like, it could be invasive. Yeah, it could. We don't know what it is yet. I haven't heard anything about what it is yet.
No one knows what
But I've seen a bunch of different pictures. How hard is it to like look it up to see what kind of fucking seed it is? Unless it's like a new genetically
modified seed
or something.
It's a seed from like it's the plant spores from Last of Us.
It just takes all the like moisture from the area.
Yeah, or the Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
The what?
Oh, you know, I really want to watch that movie, but I've never sat down and watched it.
I like the one from the 70s the most. I think there was an original one from like the 50s, but I like the remake from the 70s a lot more. It's got Jeff Goldblum in it, so
hey,
pretty good.
What's up with Jeff Goldblum? He just chill.
What's up with him? He's chill.
He just chill. He's a sex symbol to some people, but I think he is, right? Consider a sex symbol.
Is he a sex symbol to you?
That's gross.
No, I mean like that's what people are like.
Yeah, I mean I've seen that. Like it's like they call him daddy and stuff,
Yeah.
but he talks so weird.
Call him daddy.
Yeah, he's like.
No, they don't even call him daddy. They call him zaddy.
Oh, daddy.
What is a Z?
Make it rad. Like boys.
The boys.
The boys.
Oh man. So
Did you look up any cryptids on your weekend, over your weekend?
I didn't
I
really
meant
look.
to yesterday, but I was like kind of caught up with doing everything. I was trying. I kind of want to talk about like theories that we have. So what brought this up is like me and Tay, when you get us together and we start drinking, we turn into scientists. And I tweeted about this, but me and him have some crackpot theories. Like we get deep. I mean, we went from like what aliens to
Dimensions.
really quickly. We sat there for like 5 hours on my couch.
I remember Colin did this one time. He was with us, my roommate at the time. Probably a few times, maybe. It'd be like 4 o'clock in the morning. We still talking about like deepest crap. Yeah, it's interesting. It makes you think.
Yeah. And I remember Armand too. He would just always be really interested in it.
He just fat. He's like a small
Whatever
child.
we were talking about. Yeah.
You should think he was so smart. Oh man. So like, Jordan, what are you hiding for us? What you got?
Dude,
Yeah.
I kind of want to just, I didn't really look anything up, but I kind of think that like at some point dinosaurs like walked alongside of humans, which
really?
in a sense that like it is like there are like dinosaur-esque, birds and then
Like relatives of dinosaurs.
right, but I mean alligators are like just dead ass smaller dinosaurs.
They're not dinosaurs, but they're like
Birds too.
yeah. Birds are closer to dinosaurs than crocodiles. Crocodiles are like some kind of different subspecies of saurs of that period. But
They're
not
like
dinosaurs. Yeah, lizards. Like
Lizard, doesn't lizard mean, or no, dinosaur means lizard, big lizard.
something
doesn't
like
it?
that. I can't remember.
It's like Latin or something.
I don't know. I don't believe that. Maybe because they're like millions of years apart from each other.
Well, I say, well, definitely like, maybe not on land, but
Yeah.
definitely in the fucking sea. I think there's definitely some dinosaurs like lurking in the sea.
Because as a species,
Oh, I believe that.
we're that's plausible, yeah. But as like a human species, we're kind of recent in terms of like cosmic scale, cosmic time.
Like
really.
human beings, like as we
couple-
know them now,
Yeah,
Homo sapiens came around about 12,000 years
yeah,
ago.
12,000 years. We were pretty recent on like Earth scale, cosmic scale, whatever.
But like humans, like Homo sapiens, I guess, have been around for like 100,000.
Yeah, that's what I was
From
thinking.
Neanderthals to
Like standing
little-
upright and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah, to like the different. There's like Homo erectus. There's Australopithecus.
There's
there's a
what's the
couple
big
other
one
ones.
called? There's like a huge one, like a cousin to some as he's like a Hulk.
You mean
Well, there's
giant Epithecus?
yeah, there's something like that. Well, there's
That's
also a lot
what,
of people
what
that
Sasquatch is, right?
that's what a lot of people think. There's like the offshoots and stuff. So like yeah, Bigfoot.
Yeah,
pygmies, like shorter people, dwarves and stuff like that. And then giants, of course, so people that are like 8 feet tall, 9
Yeah.
feet tall, and we just happen to be the smartest. And then we kind of killed the rest of them off.
Even smarter than them. Was it
Were they
Neanderthals? That's what he died because we were just smarter than him.
Yeah, we killed them and inbreeding and stuff like that. Interbreeding.
That sounds gross.
Yeah, there was like different genres of humans. There was like giants, and then there was like the like 3 feet tall. Because there was like a theory
Yeah.
I know like a long time ago where
The hobbits.
they thought everyone like 2000 BC was like all short. We're all like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, they all thought they were tiny. I remember that.
Is that still plausible? Is like, or did they figure out like what that was?
I mean, I imagine it's like a different offshoot. Because haven't they found like places in like South America or certain islands where like there have been certain just tribes and just areas of people where they just have a completely different, like either they're really tall, and then I hear that there's a tribe somewhere that they're the only place in the world their eyes are purple,
They're purple?
rather than like any standard color. And it's just like weird differences like that. So
Or
it could
like
just
their
be
their eye color is purple, or their entire eyeball is purple?
like the eye color is
Like
purple.
That's fucking...
Yeah, it's like only like a specific place like has the like purple people like eyes and stuff like that.
Purple people eaters.
And then I think the purple peoples.
The purple
And then
peoples.
and so I think it's the same way with like
grape
humans. So
flavor.
like yeah, I mean there's a difference in skin colors just based on like the amount of sunlight and stuff that we like wherever we were from and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there could be differences in height. You know, I feel like if you're shorter, it'd be easier for you to climb stuff. So like cliffs and trees and everything. Like taller people would probably be good at hunting. They probably stand out in plains and everything. But
probably
just,
more
like,
like,
subtle
flatter
differences.
like areas of trying to run down stuff.
yeah,
Because humans used to be able to like run for like miles on end.
You should think
We
they
still do
were
that.
kind of stronger than us.
Fuck
Like-
yeah, dude! Are you kidding me?
We're
like
kind of inferior.
people used to walk barefoot. I mean, they could bend a nail with their foot because they were so strong.
That's all they did, run. Like imagine they gripping there, that stuff. Like just they had like raw
I mean, yeah,
strength.
because we have all those traits that we're just not using them anymore.
Like a wisdom tooth, I literally just found out. That's apparently that's
Oh,
what
like
they
how their
use.
yeah,
used to-
like how their mouth have gotten smaller.
Like I know how they like grow, like they grinded like raw meat and plants during those times, and we don't do that no
Yeah.
more really. So
And then
it's-
the gallbladder, we don't use that because that's just digesting bone apparently. And then even like mental illnesses is on the rise because humans aren't fucking used to sitting at home worrying about taxes. We're used to being in a hut worrying about a fucking animal killing us.
took a
Like
man-made
actual,
sickness.
we used to be worried about actual physical danger, not
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna be late on my bills. Oh, I'm hungry. When am I gonna get enough money to go to the store and stuff? Like, it used to be when you were hungry, you went out and hunted for it, and the only thing you were scared of was something hunting you.
Has there ever
But
been
now
like
we
a
have anxieties.
yeah? Has there ever been a topic like mental issues with like older species of like
Like-
our, yeah?
Like other species having anxieties and stuff.
No, I
or-
mean like early humans like having like mental issues or something.
I
Is there,
mean,
like-
probably. I don't know, but
Is
I
that-
also
is-
feel like it's an instinct to worry, but it gets to a point where you worry so much that it debilitates your life to where you don't want to get out of bed or you don't want to eat and shit like that. I don't know if it was that extreme.
But did they
for them.
experience depression or something like that? And they probably have.
I mean,
there's-
probably, but a lot of animals do. Sorry.
I was gonna say I don't think there's a way to study that because I mean we'd have to have like brain tissue and stuff like that from early humans.
Yeah.
Because
I feel like they
don't-
would definitely experience depression. Like, I mean, if depressing things were to happen, like if their child were to be killed and stuff, you know,
Okay, it's
got
saber-tooth
attacked or
tiger.
something, then I mean, yeah, but then you also see that with like dogs and cats. With like some of their kittens and stuff die, they get depressed
Yeah.
and shit like that. But I wouldn't call that a disease. I think that's just a normal reaction,
they
which
probably
is
didn't have
weird.
time to like get depressed. I mean that's probably the only thing on their mind is like find food, reproduce, die.
That's what everything did back then.
'Cause, I mean,
just live.
I feel like the main thing they would be worried about is just like an outside force. So like if I go hunting, either I'm gonna kill this animal, it's gonna get away, or it's gonna kill me, sort of thing. And that's more of a, like, I guess, a rational, like, it makes more sense to be scared about, you know, someone wanting to fight me than, you know,
offspring,
worrying about money and getting a job.
Like when a gazelle baby gets eaten by a crocodile, the parent is like, sorry, and just has to dip.
I mean, the parent would probably be like upset about it, but I mean, come next year, man, it's mating season. They're just gonna have another one.
Yeah, that's how it was.
If that, and I mean, depending on the species, some don't. Some get depressed and just decide not to have kids anymore. Like some birds do that.
Oh wow.
But I don't know. I think it's weird. I don't know. There probably was some sense of it, but I don't think the brain capacity was there for it.
No,
and I don't think they sit there and think about it as hard as we do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, do they probably receive it differently from us, in a sense? Like, we take it
because we're always wondering why.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh, okay, I'm sad. Let me do something.
Yeah.
Let me not wonder why I'm sad. Let me just.
They
fix
probably
the
didn't know what
sadness.
sad was. They're like,
probably.
Like, oh, it's raining. I'm sad. So let's like fast forward a bit. So like from cavemen to, let's say, they find, you know, tools start to come more prominent, and they start making more like boats and stuff like that. And I know like when people used to map out stuff, they would on like old like maps, like charting out the sea course and stuff, they would draw like monsters in certain places, just for uncharted water and stuff, because they always assumed that there was like sea monsters out there. But like,
yeah, there was a reason it was uncharted.
Yeah, there was like, but there's also like, you know, accounts, there's tales and stuff of like giant monsters ripping up boats and stuff like that from like, you know, 1700s and so on. But do you guys think there was ever like, because, you know, I mean, like creatures go extinct, and I mean, recording stuff like that wasn't so prominent back then as it is today. Like, i.e., like writing it down, because I mean,
yeah, like, oh, let me whip out my phone, bro. The Kraken's attacking us.
Right. Like, so do you guys think like there were like actual attacks from like these huge like ancient creatures like that? Because that's like where I want to kind of like get to, is like there was like dinosaurs per se, because sure, like if a meteor did wipe out a lot of the dinosaurs from the Cretaceous period.
About 70%, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, that's mostly probably land, right? How much of that was like affected in water too?
But I mean,
I don't know. I feel like the water would be a better barrier.
Yeah, but it was.
I mean, the water would get affected, but it would be the deep sea ones that would be more protected than anything.
Yeah, it would be filled with
the lower you are,
toxic chemicals for the animals to like sustain it. Like, it'd be like different levels of chemicals in it they're not used to. It would kill them off.
I like to think that like certain types of species survived long before long after the meteor hit, and like plesiosaurs and, you know, shit like that.
No, I believe it. Like, not just dinosaurs either. I think like the other ones too. Like, you could even say the Kraken. Like, I mean, what was it? We only like just proved that the giant squid was a thing within like the past like what 20 years,
it's a recent
20 years or something.
Yeah, it's a recent species. They exist, but it's super hard to find them. But
yeah,
referring to, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it just makes sense like that.
I was about to say, like, considering like theoretically the Kraken was a giant squid, but I think the people who wrote that story took it to the extreme because they didn't know what it was.
I think definitely. I mean, I think that's the story with and down here in Florida with manatees, was that people believe that what people called or thought were mermaids were actually just manatees because
oh yeah, okay.
if you see them from like way down in the water, they don't they look weird.
Yeah,
they look like someone like a fat person
with a tail
floating
fish
through.
tail.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, well, at least they thought like when the conquistadors and stuff came down here, they originally thought that it was because of manatees and stuff. Which you know, I know I probably won't say that like mermaids are. I don't believe in mermaids. Yes or no, but I think, you know, I mean, I definitely think there's creatures, the dinosaurs, most definitely. There's some that have survived, and I just think other weird ones too. That like shit, like it's shit that you would see in like an alien movie, like some really weird stuff.
I mean, like they were decreasing in size because the oxygen levels changed tremendously when that meteor hit. It dropped down.
They totally would. And do you think? But that is also like, I don't know. I probably don't know enough about it or the research of it to be like, well, who's to say that the giant squid wasn't bigger 100 years ago, 200 years ago,
That's
and
what
it
I'm saying,
just recently sort of
smaller.
Yeah.
Well, anything that's like probably survived is like went really far down.
Yeah, I mean they did deep.
I mean, like,
deep sea creatures.
you know, like 1,200 years ago, like when all like when there were sailors and stuff. I'm sure they did probably. I like to believe anyway. They probably did have it in run-ins with these, like, which I mean, like a kraken, which would just be a giant squid but a giant squid, like from the like crustacean period, is like this massive creature.
It's fascinating looking at those old like 1500s and all that stuff. The art of these monsters they put in the waters and stuff. Like,
I honestly low-key think, especially on those maps, that those could have just been doodles.
That's a good
on the map.
They just bored on the ship and just drew something,
and they're just drawing.
That's deep.
Like,
that's crazy to think of.
Oh, we got another 100 miles to the next coast. It's like, okay, well, I guess I have a break, and you just kind of sit there and doodle
and make like
in the open ocean, which is like a blank space on the map.
Yeah,
but I don't know. It could have been.
That's a good theory too. Like, and we just took it to the extreme and just like thought like legit creatures.
Yeah, and then it could have just been like incidental stuff, like a whale just happened to be like breaching.
Yeah.
At the moment they just happen to be passing, and they consider it an attack, or they just got bitten by something, but it just happened to be just a whale that just popped up, hit their boat, and then either they sink or they don't.
I mean, like with the Kraken thing, it's like let's say this, it's like a modern day giant squid. It would be bizarre for that thing to attack a ship. To my knowledge, at least.
Yeah, like in Pirates of the Caribbean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it would.
Yeah.
I guess there have been instances. I have seen images of, I wouldn't say it was it a giant squid, but I remember before they discovered the giant squid or something, there were some whales that people were finding, like either washed up or out in the ocean, and they had bite marks on them.
Yeah.
And then people were speculating like what the fuck, is obviously something's trying to eat the whale.
Yeah.
And then people assumed that it was the giant squid once they found it, because they were like, oh, it's the suction cups.
I was about to say, it wasn't the suction cups.
Whatever. Yeah, and it damn well could be, but it could be something else.
I mean, that's the thing. We don't technically really know, because it's like the ocean. We don't know much of the ocean, apparently. That's so bizarre and scary to think.
We know more about, like the moon and shit than we do our own oceans.
Freaking oceans. And we live here. So it's like anything could literally be down there.
That's what I'm saying. Like there could be like a giant like,
a kaiju.
Essentially.
I mean, really though,
down on the beneath, like the bottom, because I mean we do have these weird sounds.
Coming from the little blurps. I've heard those.
Yeah. Like the bloop and
the big bloop where it's like. I remember seeing, I think the image for it, they did artist renditions of like what the creature would actually, like the size that it would be in order for it to like create that sound. And it was like 5 times the size of a blue whale, which is the largest creature on Earth.
Yeah.
As we know right now.
And then there was I remember there was a picture from NASA. They had taken I think it was in the Arctic. And it was like the size of the Empire State Building.
The creature?
Yeah, and it's like they're like they
Oh,
ruled out that it was
yeah.
like a creature because they're like, there's no way there's something that big. Like they
I
were like they
remember
were just
that,
saying like
dude.
it has to be something else. There's no way there's something that large.
Yeah,
Which
dude, you're fucking.
if that was gonna be like if I had imagined there was a giant creature from the crustacean period that was still living to this day, I would imagine it would probably be in the coldest spot it possibly could if it came from the bottom of the sea. It probably lived like lurks on the probably the coldest temperatures it probably could get. So I would imagine it would probably be in the Arctic.
That'd be something like that. Would probably change like zoology and all that stuff. You find like a prehistoric creature like that'd be fascinating to learn.
Because I mean, if they hear a weird sound around in the Arctic, they just think it's ice caps, like
Yeah.
scraping or something.
Scraping.
But I mean, that'd be perfect for a giant creature to like be.
Yeah, but I also
masking.
feel like those have a distinct sound though.
Could cry.
Icebergs. And I mean, you could just be like, "Oh yeah, it's an iceberg. Great cover story, bro." But what is it really?
Great
Right.
color story. I mean, that's the thing. Like, it comes like to be funny. They kind of like I remember reading an article about a year or two ago, maybe probably longer, where they found like underwater like buildings a mess. You heard about those?
Yeah, like
stories?
structures. I've heard
Structures.
those.
Yeah.
I've seen stuff where either they don't like specifically like specify or whatever, but it's like pyramid shaped stuff.
Yeah.
There's like odd areas where they're like flattened out, and it's like they're almost like perfectly level, like perfectly flat and angular. So people suspect that, I don't think a lot of people jump to the oceans
Atlantis.
used to be lower back in the day, which I guess was true, yes.
Wait, I
in
thought-
some sense.
Wait, isn't it the reverse? Like I thought the mountains used to be the bottom of the seafloor.
It was raining for like
mountains?
millions of years. That's what we got.
What,
seas
our
now.
mountains?
Yeah, like
Like-
aren't they like that? This used to be where it used to be all underwater, like a long time ago.
No, it used to be all like Pangea.
Yeah, it was like Pangea, but I think there's like it. I think the ocean has shrank. It's like went down, right?
No, it's going up constantly.
It's been going up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
As far as I remember.
No, I mean like because it was raining for. That's why we have ocean because it's raining like for like millions or whatever some years, and
Yeah,
That's-
it
that's like-
continuously rained.
continuously rain, and so I guess it just stopped at some period and just like a level,
And now we have
Yeah.
the frozen
Yeah.
the ice caps and glaciers and
which
stuff.
is making it increase.
Which melts if they were to melt, it would take out Florida, it would take out
North Carolina, half of it.
New England and stuff. It would take like a good like 100 or 200 miles off the coastline or something.
Yeah, it
At
would be
least here,
it would be like high like water level. That's
if
one of
everything
the,
melted.
believe it or not, that's one of my biggest fears. Is that
Is the ice caps melting?
yeah, ice caps melting. That's scary because
Like,
we all have to like
California
build in.
it's already like falling off, right? It's already going back into the sea.
The San Andreas fault line thing.
Yeah.
Like just if that
I don't know.
same with the what is it Yellowstone volcano whatever it's called. That thing is like
Yeah,
erupt screwed.
It needs to blow up. It's overdue.
Yeah, it's like that's right. I remember learning about that too. It's overdue. And like if it blows up, you go into like what they call
It
what
would
is
be
something-
a winter or a winter holocaust or a.
yeah.
They would consider it a nuclear
Winter.
winter or nuclear
Yeah.
holocaust technically because it'd block out the sun.
Yeah. We lose vegetation.
I don't know if nuclear is the right term.
Yeah, me. That's why I didn't say it. Yeah, that's why I didn't say it either. It was
Yeah,
like
it
something.
would be some-
like
they
a
call it-
volcano, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They'd call it a winter because it blocks out the sun and it literally starts to snow
Yeah.
and like drops temperature and everything.
Drop down by
Starts
10%.
snowing and ash and all
It'd
that
be
shit.
that Jimmy Neutron episode where they go hunting for caribou and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be really terrible for us. But like that entire like area, even water would just be like eradicated. It'd be like some like probably like 100
It would be like
megatons.
immediately evaporated.
Yeah, on the ash and smoke and all that stuff. That's like one of my. It's something I don't think about every day, but if it happens, it's a very serious issue. That's like one of my like deep fears too. When the Yellowstone like just blows up,
Oh shit.
that'd be some crazy stuff. And
It's
like
already
plus,
war.
World
No.
War 3, it wipes us out. It's Mother Nature.
and plus, we all have to move inside closer to interstate, so they're gonna cause probably like starvation issues and all that stuff. So it just changed.
Oh yeah, it would definitely cause starvation issues.
Yeah.
It would end the world effectively. There would definitely be humans that would survive because humans they'll probably survive it no matter what.
Yeah, real weird situation.
The
But
initial
yeah.
blast would take out mainly like Californian.
Mostly the west side area.
We North Carolina, Florida, like Texas,
Yeah,
Mexico, and all that
East
would
Coast
mostly
would
be
be, like,
safe. Yeah.
We would just like be affected by the cold.
We'll feel it.
By the ash and shit, yeah. Oh, you'll feel it. Yeah,
You'll
the whole
feel it.
fucking earth would probably shake.
Yeah, it's one of those
Are you
badly
serious? Like
lit.
the whole Earth would
Yeah,
shake?
it will.
Oh yeah, probably.
So we're just literally sitting on a ticking time bomb.
Well, there was that.
Yeah.
Wasn't there that like one earthquake in like Indonesia? It was like a 8 point something or a 9 point something, and it like knocked the axis a little bit. Like
I remember
people-
hearing about that.
There was like
too.
a hurricane, or I mean, a earthquake years ago that literally it shook the fucking world.
Isn't
that
it?
was actually a creature waking up from the seafloor.
Yeah,
The Hollow Earth theory.
Yeah, yeah.
Could you guys imagine though? Like
They're drilling now. They're drilling for
Huh.
oil in the hollow earth, and now that's what all the quakes and the fucking fracking and shit is.
Yeah,
Is we're basically getting a taste of our own medicine. They're mining back and coming up to the surface.
coming to it. What were you saying, Jordan?
like could you imagine like like Yellowstone erupts and then all these like weird creatures from the bottom of the sea like come up?
Uprise. Yeah.
Yeah, like there's like a pocket, like hollow earth, and then they all come flying out of
No,
it.
that can't happen because we found like multiple species when like tsunamis come and it washes up creatures we've never seen before.
Yeah, that crazy looking fish. It's
Yeah.
it's an
Oh,
Animal
shit.
Crossing. It's like this big long. I forget the name of it. What is the name of it?
Fucking hell! Let me
What's
hang
wrong?
on. I have to find that video. Keep talking.
Oh,
I have to find a video. Hang on.
yeah.
Yeah, they're like these wild alien looking fish creatures that it's like a typhoon or it's like a hurricane. They only come to sea, or they only come to like near land and stuff and wash up when there's like a
Tsunami.
hurricane going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a tsunami, because Adrian was telling me like in Puerto Rico that they show up on the beaches there when they were having hurricanes and stuff. I forget the name of them. They're like, I think it's like the P or something. It's like a weird name, but like it's like stuff like that just makes me so like curious.
Yeah, the sea is
to, like,
scarier than
stuff
space
like-
to me. To be honest with you, I don't know what's down there. Like the sea. Like
Because I mean, yeah, there's weird. I mean, there's like super mysterious weird stuff down in the bottom of the sea.
and they're always huge. They're
Well,
always
yeah,
big down
because
there.
and that's why I'm thinking like if there was like a dinosaur that like lived, I mean, it has plenty of room to grow that big.
I
Because
mean,
there was like I was watching a video before we get on to the podcast of like there was a great white shark. I think it was 8 feet long or 9 feet. I think it was like 9 feet long.
yeah.
It was a female great white, and they had put a tag in it. And it was like 4 hours later, after they put in the tag in it, they noticed that it dropped from like the degrees of water was like from like 48 to like 78 water, and it was like it went down like a giant, it almost like a trench, and it was like it had that drop in temperature in like within 4 seconds, and they found the tag like a week later, like that washed up on the beach, and it didn't like fall off. It
Get eaten off.
It's like it seems like the shark has been like ate. It just got swallowed whole.
I've been
Either
hearing about
it got
some of
swallowed whole, or it the tag fell off and then another fish ate it.
this. Yeah. See, we never know.
I
the
would-
river.
Weird.
You heard about the volcano sharks? Sharks just living around volcanoes.
Yeah, I
areas.
saw about that. I
Yeah.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
That was
Wait,
pretty
they like
cool.
live in the volcano or they live around it?
around.
Yeah,
it,
essentially.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah, and like the hot ass like water.
they adapted to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are they like huge?
not like normal sharks. They just like adapted to it.
Nah. But like they've got pictures of it, and you can like literally see the glow of the lava. They're like so close to the
Yeah, so close.
like the volcano.
It was
And that
funny.
water's probably like 200-300 degrees or something.
How like, even though we're a smarter species, we're technically the apex predator of the planet because we're smarter. But like, you saw how inferior we are in terms of like physical attributes. Like, so a shark can just adapt to that, no problem. Or like a frog can adapt to water and all that stuff, but we can't do nothing like that at all.
I mean,
We totally can. We totally can.
You think so?
That's how we've gotten to like where we are now.
I mean, like they do it in a quicker process than us. It seems to me.
I mean, nah, not really.
You don't think so?
I mean, there was like that gazelle, like can like. There was like this thing like where they had like lost a lot of like a food source, and it like this gazelle, or I think it was a gazelle. They like started like learning how to like swim and like hold their breath, and they were like feeding on fish and stuff. So I mean, it's like possible that like if they, you know, they can adapt into a like if it's within their abilities to adapt that quickly. But like it takes a long time for them to like make physical changes.
I think like with humans and like with most animals, it's more of like a generational thing. So like if you start doing it, and then now you got to teach your kids this shit, show it to them,
Becomes natural.
and then they keep passing it down, and then eventually it's tradition, eventually second nature, eventually whatever. Which is why some people believe that's where fears come from. Like if you're scared of spiders, that has been passed down
I've heard that
genetically.
too.
Yeah.
Like if you like your ancestors die from getting eaten by a bunch of spiders, like that's why you're afraid of spiders or something.
Yeah, it's a generational thing.
By fear or actual like spiders itself? Like
It's by the
like fear, like so like I'm scared of spiders, like not really, but like for example, I'm scared of spiders because my mother is scared of spiders, and then her mother is scared of spiders, and it's just a thing that's been passed down because somewhere in our tree something somewhere told us don't fuck with spiders, and now we don't.
Huh. I never thought it like that. They just like fake fears generated. It's a fake narrative in your mind.
You're born with the fear.
Yeah,
you don't acquire it yourself. I mean, you can, but like if you never had a run-in with spiders or say whatever, but you naturally feel like you're scared of them, it could be because of that, because it's in your bloodline. Which makes me think of like people are naturally afraid of the water. I mean, who knows? I mean,
that's like
but I also think that's also just
Kraken.
It's probably
I feel like that's a common fear because a lot of humans have drowned.
Yeah, it's ancient fear. That's one I can understand. There's an ancient fear, like there's stuff in the water.
Yeah, that's primal right there.
That's instinct. That might be instinct actually, just in our genetics, like.
I mean, but it is. I think that one is definitely. That's the argument with like nature over nurture. Is like I feel like a lot of stuff. It could be argued that is taught as well, because as a baby, you could chuck a baby in the water and they know how to swim. Yeah,
those videos freak me out.
I don't know if they're necessarily scared or whatever, but they seem to have no reaction other than an instinctual flip on my back, stay afloat.
Yeah.
And then it isn't until 6 months, like a year later, they forget that.
No, because they constantly swimming inside a mother's womb, so they know what it is.
Yeah, if you keep them swimming, so they know what it is. But and then in that time that they forget to swim, there's also like they could develop a fear of swimming, which I don't know. It's weird.
I just found out like a few days ago. It made me laugh. Babies don't have kneecaps.
Yeah,
they have great
they don't have kneecaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, they also have like a hole in their head too, and their skull, and then
the soft spot, right?
Slowly fuses. Yeah.
You see that picture where someone like smashes a baby? Like, what would you really want to do?
There's a really funny Family Guy joke where they're like, this woman's like holding a baby and she like presses it in the soft spot.
She uses it as an ashtray.
Yeah. I saw
she
that.
Soaks it in.
Is it that soft, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's soft.
I didn't know it was that. I thought it was like a
I mean, that's why they
yeah.
used to do like the head bindings and stuff, like certain tribes and stuff, because the baby's skull is so malleable. Basically,
yeah,
they like wrapped it up over like the couple years that the brain or the skull actually forms. It stays in like the fucking cone shape.
A lot of those people with the rings around their necks and they grow around that and their necks get long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stuff.
I mean, it's like I feel like you could do that with anything, though. It's like stretching your ears and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen like a strange addiction, an episode of My Strange Addiction, where there was like a woman, she was like getting addicted to doing the rings around her neck, and she had like a tube for a neck.
Oh my god!
I think I've seen this.
But then it's like once you do it, if you take it off, they'll die.
Yeah,
because they can't like physically support their neck.
She said like she has her friend come and like help her take her off the rings to clean her neck and stuff. Because you can't clean it, so her friend will come and like clean it, and then she puts on like more.
And this
rings.
is in like modern
day. This is in
society.
America. This isn't like going on right now.
Like it's not like in a tribe where yes, it's normal to have like the one friend that always hangs out with you, and they just happen to take off your rings and clean your neck. And
right.
Stuff like that, you know, whatever. But this is modern times, so she just like text her friend and be like, "Hey, could you come over for like every Friday or?" Every other day.
Dude, I know her neck.
She's got to pay her.
Smell, right?
Like sweat.
Gotta pay her, dude.
Like,
oh god.
Wasn't she like in a gym?
They gotta clean the rings too.
Yeah.
Like, I think she changes them. Like she'll cut them off and then put on. You know, open that fresh pack of rings, throw them on.
Oh my god, where did she get the rings from?
You ever heard of that? You ever heard that story where it's similar to this one, where like, I guess like obese people, like one guy just stayed on his chair for years and he milled it to the chair. His skin. You ever heard about that?
It became
it's like
no,
like, adapted to the
yeah, it's like feces and stuff like just there, and it melded to him.
Like his fat like engulfed the chair, I guess.
No, not like it stuck to his skin to it, like it became like part of him in a sense.
Oh, because he probably got like bed sores, and then the fucking skin healed.
Yeah, and
with the fucking material in there.
So he's like stuck in his chair.
It like fused on. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's fused with
that
the
stuff
chair.
that stuff can happen with like bandages and like band-aids and stuff too.
What's the name of the brand of chair that he have? Because I gotta get that kind of chair.
I gotta get that kind of chair.
It's so comfortable. He fused into the chair.
Now he just like terrible.
And it supported him too. It lasted a while.
Imagine how terrible that had to smell in that room. Like God, like
I don't want to think about it.
He's too lazy to get up and pee and all that stuff. He just does it there.
Oh, he just does it right
like MoDoc.
I wish I had that. Oh god, yeah.
He's like MoDoc.
Could you imagine getting up from a chair after you sat there for like years, and then like you get up, take a piss, and then you come back, and there's like a trail of blood, and you follow the trail of blood, and you notice that like there's two big red spots all like where your chair is, and it's like your ass cheeks.
Going back to the conspiracy things. You remember how we were just talking about like the ancient paintings and stuff? This is a comment on thing. It's like how UFOs are shown in those paintings as well during those time periods, like and like
and the like Renaissance and even like cave paintings and stuff.
What do you guys feel about that?
Hang on, you guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
I think it's credible. I think it's an interesting idea. I've always been a believer of the, I guess, ancient astronaut theory.
Ancient aliens.
Watching Ancient Aliens, and then just completely opens my eyes up to it. I could see a lot of that stuff though, but I think I guess I see it in like both eyes, where I'm a firm believer. I love like looking at this stuff, but I'm also like looking at it with a skeptical eye too. About like some of that stuff with some of the models and statues that they've crafted that look like airplanes and birds and stuff, and it's like, I mean, I genuinely just kind of have to, I feel like people would give more credit to those, like the ancient humans and stuff, because I'm pretty sure they figured out how to make a paper airplane, and I'm pretty sure they figured out certain basic math and basic science shit, like this weighs less than this, water is wet and fire is hot.
Problem is we're dumbing them down.
I think we really are dumbing them down. So I would say, like, I don't think like they probably, it would still blow my mind if they actually did have fully working like airplanes and all this shit, but I feel like we would definitely have a lot more evidence for that. I think that the ruins and the civilizations that we find are actually a lot older
than we think they are.
Personally, especially when Egypt and Machu Picchu and a couple of other ones, I genuinely think they're a lot older
So like
than just a couple of thousand years old.
the pyramids and stuff like the people question like how the heck did they even do that? Like, and why did they? We don't know why they say it's for tombs, but we don't really know what they really are.
I think there was, but I mean, it's also like I think I've also noticed that too. Even with the ancient aliens, like anytime they find like a big ancient monolithic structure, it just has to be a temple. It just has to be a church. It has to be, and it's like, why couldn't it have been a fucking like a business center, or a bank, or something? I mean, I feel like just as much as we take pride in certain cities, you know, we have these giant banks with columns,
Empire State Building,
and giant towers and shit like that. I mean, I kind of feel like they did the same thing. Like, you know, maybe the fucking pyramid was a casino. Who fucking knows? But I mean, they they prided themselves on their architecture, obviously, so they decided to make shit fucking huge, as big as they could. Don't know if they had the tech for it. They probably had some help from somebody. I believe that they probably had some help from other civilizations. I don't think it was just Egypt and their slave trade that did it. I think they had help from a lot of other countries or kingdoms at the time. And then aliens too. You know, it could be aliens. But I also think that sometimes people are just fucking that smart. They're smart enough to figure that shit out too.
Yeah. Like go ahead.
I was gonna say, there's a lot of theories that like humans are like a lot older, and like they're a lot more advanced than what we give them credit. And there's some theories that have said that like they were actually like they were super smart back then. And what's happened is that we've gotten wiped out, they've died out, and then we've began anew, like another species. And we are like they were a lot older than we are now. So that's why we can't understand like why were they so smart, and how do they invent all these like, you know, structures, and like how do they know how to use these tools and stuff?
Like they've been there the entire time.
They have been there like way longer than we actually think they are, and we're actually like just a lot dumber. We've not even made it to that stage of to like where they were at.
Just history has been erased somehow, some way, from something.
But that's what I say. Like
we've just forgotten all that shit.
That's what I
like
say.
History. I mean, like what is wrote down is so obscure. I mean, you do not know like how it was unless you were there. Because I mean, like there's a quote, and I forget who it's by, but history is written by the victor.
Yeah, by the victors. So yeah, so like all the textbooks and stuff are like whitewashed, and then they're like, Thanksgiving was actually the natives like had dinner with the Native Americans.
Isn't it bizarre?
Actually, they fucking slaughtered them in a fucking open field.
Isn't that just bizarre how that's part of our culture when that's the real case that really happened?
What?
Like that's essentially what they're doing, genocide.
Like we have Thanksgiving, like the whole little story is like, we have dinner because they had dinner with the Indians when really they were murdering them, and
how schools like show it like it's happy time.
Like I mean, but there's people that are like, I think Thanksgiving is just like, you know, just time to chill out, be with family, eat a big ass fucking meal.
I agree, yeah. But like the history behind it.
But I think there's also the people that are like, we should like abolish it. It's the same thing with like Columbus Day. So you just rename it something else and people will be happy.
Right.
Columbus
Day. Columbus, like people like honestly, like you want to solve the Columbus Day issue, just rename it Indigenous Peoples Day. There you go. Congratulations, guys. You won.
They hate that day actually with passion.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
I hate my birthday, but I go through it every year.
Yeah.
I'm sure my mom hates Mother's Day. My dad hates Father's Day.
I don't get those days at all.
You know, it's just, you know, I think they're just
marketing ploys to sell stuff.
They're constructs, capitalistic constructs.
Back to the alien thing. They think there's a theory that there's a possible like aliens or like humans over that time period. Yeah, and they're what, future humans or something else, past humans or something. They're smarter.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
I've heard that like that. Not the Greys, but like aliens could be humans coming from the future. Have you seen that movie Arrival?
Oh yeah, I watched that.
It always makes me think of the idea that time is well, we as humans see time as linear when in fact it's not.
I mean, it is. It's not linear.
Yeah,
It's just so weird that we
exactly.
can't wrap our heads around. Because me and Tay
But
were
once we
talking.
like actually wrap our heads around it, we'll be able to, like, we exist essentially all at once.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of like
I go back
we're
into
a
the
3D entity, and to like move time.
Oh, I'm telling you that.
sideways
I was telling
would be
Jordan.
like a 4D entity.
but that's also the thing, is like time is a construct. The universe doesn't see time, right?
No, time exists. Time's a thing. We're moving forward.
What proves time besides a clock?
You can gravity.
Why does gravity just because it has a specific pattern? Stars. I think stars
mean,
have patterns,
and
planets and stuff.
I was telling Jordan this.
I don't think
about
it's. I don't think it's on a specific. It's on a specific schedule.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe the term. Maybe
Yeah.
the term.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like I was telling Jordan about time a few days ago. Like the way we perceive time, like it's like 2:00. We don't really technically know that, in a sense. That's a
time was invented just for people to go to jobs. So
Yeah.
So clocks.
yeah, just so
Like-
people would know what time to go and show up to.
Yeah,
'cause
they
used to
just
have the
wanted
town
to break.
crier.
Yeah, they wanted to break down the day into like hour increments, and then that's why we have the 8-hour work days for
Yeah.
8 hours of work, 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of recreation, which is typically 20. It's about 24 hours, give or take.
Yeah, time exists. It's a thing, and what I was telling Jordan, like, and it's really hard to comprehend. Imagine where time starts. When the big thing happens, time starts.
Time starts when you start.
I mean,
Because
like,
the universe is nothing but what you perceive.
your time varies from different people to people.
So you guys don't exist other than this computer screen, unless I were to physically.
Bro, don't
See
do
you.
that. What if you just disappeared out of nowhere? You
I mean, but,
cut
like-
yourself out of your own reality.
It's like time dilations. Like I'm moving at the speed of light. You guys are aging. I'm still the same. It's time.
Yes, but then that's
Yeah.
also the like if you were to go live on Mars, like you would technically age differently than I would.
Yeah, time different.
Like
there.
I would age faster because my days are faster. Your days
Yeah.
are longer. So I would age
What,
faster.
you think it's a mental thing?
time.
Just because you see the sun like move around the Earth?
The problem
you
with
think
time.
you're aging faster.
The problem with
No,
time.
I think it's just humans have to have a name for everything.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
what I'm about to
they
say.
tag a number on it. Like
Yeah.
so every year it's 365 days. So every 365 days you get 1 year older. So even if I was on Mars as an astronaut, they would still calculate every 365 days is your birthday.
No, it'd be,
Even if it's every 1.5 Martian years.
yeah, I
or,
forgot what Martian years was, but technically
like the
you
times are different.
you
I think the
existed.
years on Mars are like 500 days or something.
I can't remember. Like you existed on the Earth scale, like what 23 years. You're 24, 23, whatever.
In 24, yeah.
24. Yeah, so you're technically 20. You existed for 24 years. But
24 Earth years.
yeah, Earth years. But like
Yes.
the Martian time, it'd be like you still exist for 24 years.
I would probably
time
here,
will
let me
change.
Google it right now. Let's see
I mean-
if I had 365 days. I don't know what's a Martian day.
I forgot the Martian years.
Martian day.
What's a year cycle?
Don't
A
they have
Martian
like, it's
day is
they have like 18-hour days or something, or is it like longer? Like
I can't
longer
remember.
than-
I used to know all
Their-
this stuff. Yeah.
their years are 687 days
Christ,
on
it's like
Mars.
2 times
So-
hours.
So yeah, it's double and then less.
About double.
All right, hang on a second.
That's a long fucking day.
But it would be different from.
Bust up my.
But like if
later.
Martians exist and they come to Earth, they'll freak out. Like, well, why is it so fast here? But the thing is with that though, is kind of interesting. Is if I'm born a Martian,
But I think it's
Will I
definitely a
age
perspective
faster?
thing because you're not aging any faster.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it wouldn't
That's
age
what I'm saying.
me.
It's like a
Yeah.
mental thing. It's like,
Yeah.
Can
Like
you
time.
reverse?
The problem with time is like, and we talking about time. It's like time literally exists. It's just the fact that we perceive in a way like in structures, like Colin said. Like we
Yeah,
think
what
time.
happened when before time and space? What existed?
That's the
It's not
thing.
empty. We're trying to figure out like it wasn't all black or white. There was no
No.
color.
There was nothing. There was nothing.
Well, so what exactly is nothing?
So if I was on Mars right now, I would be 43 years old.
Martian. Well, wouldn't be Martian years though.
Mm.
You'll still be
Martian
24
years
Earth
is
years.
687 days.
But if you come back to Earth, things will be different. It'd be like
If I was
double the
Martian, I'd be
years.
43.
Yeah. So
I
like,
think
if
I think it's all about perspective though. Like that's the thing. Like if we start contacting alien races and stuff, it's like, okay, are you a Martian? Okay, how old are you in Martian years? And then that's how old you are. You
I
just
mean,
have
like,
to probably specify, like, hey, I'm 24 in Earth years.
yeah, but in
And
a
then they
sense,
would probably
like,
have to translate that if they were like, oh, you're only 20 something in Martian years, you can't drink alcohol yet. You have to wait another couple.
You can't drink the space ooze from the.
Yeah, essentially, because in Earth years, you're technically under the age. You're under the Earth age limit. If we were to translate your ages.
yeah, wouldn't qualify. You're not Earthling.
So if you want your age, by the way, in Martian years, it's your age times 1.8. Or 1.9.
1.9 years, your age.
But it's essentially double. Almost double.
Yeah.
Earth year.
You come. So it would be in a sense.
48. Would you look like you're 48, or is it just like it just be in your mind if you're on
But
Mars?
that's how I was getting.
No,
at,
I would
'cause
look
it'd be
exactly
like,
the same. I'd look exactly
Would
the
you?
same.
Cause like, so
Yeah.
like you leave Earth for 2 years, which is like 2
I mean,
years.
probably
is like
not because
Martian
I've been living
years.
on Mars my whole entire life, so my skin probably is a different color, and my eyes are probably different and shit.
But people
Yeah,
on Earth
it's-
My bone
changed.
structure and everything is different.
You would be essentially just like black. Like your skin would just be like an ultra black. If you're getting like 48 hours of sun every single day, like your pigment would be like
Well, and then with the
extremely, like,
continuous,
dark.
how often are the dust storms too? Which I know you can't really count on, but the dust storms do block out the sun.
How long do the dust storms last?
Not sure.
Sometimes they can last days.
You'd probably be like,
I feel like I don't know if we're talking about Mars as it is now, if it had like an atmosphere and stuff, I feel like the dust storms wouldn't be as intense. The sun might not be as intense.
It's near the habitable zone, but it's not there yet. Some mess. Like it's like
Yeah, like we can
not too
make it
close.
habitable.
yeah, by nuclear like what's it called terraforming. Throwing
Yeah,
like freaking
you have to nuke the
nukes
poles.
nuke the planets. Yeah, and it terraforms the planet.
Melt the ice caps because they have some of the.
It has
have
ice
ice caps
caps.
on
Yeah, that's been
Yeah, it
discovered
has
like a
ice
few years
caps.
ago. Like
Yeah.
not that long
got
ago
water?
actually. Yeah, it has water, but it doesn't support.
I believe
life.
that there was an ancient civilization there a couple million years ago, but that's just me.
They do say either that or Venus, not Venus. I think I can't remember, but they had life forms.
We can
and they
actually live
migrated to
on
Earth
Venus too. We would have to
Yeah.
live in the atmosphere though.
atmosphere. Yeah, or we can live
Yeah.
on Titan. The freaking
how do you live in the atmosphere? Just like in a ship?
Cloud
Float
City.
around?
Cloud
Cloud
City.
City.
Cloud
We-
City.
Cloud City.
What do you call
Yeah.
those structures that can hold people? They like tubes.
The
Uh,
like the little zeppelins. Or are you talking about?
it's like a structure you
talking
can like. This hypothetically can like build a structure that looks like kind of like tubes. We can like pit up at least like not trillion, like 1 trillion people there support us.
1
That's a-
trillion people.
Yeah,
What?
yeah. You never heard of that?
Like like the elevator or like a
No, it'd be in space. It's a structure.
Is it
It
like
takes-
a ring?
It'd be more like a cylinder. It'd take like 6 years to build. It'd take, like,
Are you proposing the Halo ring?
the Halo ring?
yeah,
Let me find this thing.
Elysium or whatever it is. I forget
Speaking of
what
that, while I'm
I'll
looking
read
it up, yeah. You guys seen The Martian?
I mean, I've seen The Martian, but it's
How
been
did
a
they-
minute since I watched it.
Okay, so how did they deal with time? Did they explain that?
I think they did I mean, what we were just talking about is like how they had Earth years and then like Martian years and stuff, but I can't remember how how they did the time.
Yeah, an O'Neill cylinder. That's what it's called.
An O'Neill cylinder.
Cylinder. Yeah, it can like it's like
It's
a
spelled like that, like O'Neill.
like O'Neill cylinder, and it can like don't pull up a window because I don't got this window set up, but you can look it up.
Oh, I'm not gonna show it. I'm just gonna on the second scene.
Like a mega structure we can build in the future. Takes like a lot of money, 6 years to build, hypothetically.
What is it?
O'Neill cylinder.
No, man. What was you saying?
No, like a hypothetical, we can like build a structure, and like if like we can use it for like legit stay in space or vacations or something.
How long do you think until we can like take a ship and just launch it in space and live on like a space station?
When they do already.
How long do you guys think we're away from that?
We do live on space.
I think we do that now.
Yeah, we did it now.
Yeah, but I mean like a big station.
Mega structure?
Like what
Like
you
a
would see in,
generational station.
Yeah, like we're
Like
we're
I could live
keeping,
up here, have kids, and
right.
then they'll be raised up here. I don't know.
That's like.
Could you imagine being born in space?
What would you consider?
I mean, I think that's the next step. Really. I mean,
Yeah.
we have to kind of test that.
Actually, to bring it full circle, I wonder what would it look like when you start evolving in space. Like, what does a human look like evolving on a spaceship? Like, you know, not actual. There's not a sun. So what eventually does your skin, you know, turn into?
I think we would still have the sun. It depends on where we're shooting from. We'd still get something from some stars. Either way, I think we would need more protection in space than anything. We would lose our bone mass and like muscle structure unless you had to work out every single day in order to like keep any sort of muscle mass.
Yeah.
Your bone density would decrease. Your bones would be smaller and stuff. We'd essentially we'd probably get a little lankier, maybe a little shorter.
Be weaker. And,
You mean
I mean,
to aliens essentially?
Yeah,
Big
we would just look
brains,
like
small
gray aliens.
Or probably
Get bigger eyes.
Yeah.
Probably. In order to help us see, plus our eyes are already evolving to become larger because of our use of screens, and everything like that as well. People are like,
I was talking to Tay about this, but did you know like your eyeball is part of your brain?
Yes.
That's crazy, right? Like
you say that as mind blowing.
It's like your brain has like leaked out of your skull.
I mean, that's how light. I mean, that's how light travels.
It's a nerve, like an extra like appendage coming from your brain.
Yeah, that's
down.
what it is. It sends information.
Your brain wants to see, bro. Like,
could you imagine though? Like, what if we wasn't like born with like skulls? Like our brain was like leaking out. What else would our brain like manifest?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it would be like it would have something to protect itself.
The floating brains from Futurama with the bubbles around them, protecting them and everything.
Yeah, it'd be like cartilage or something. Something
we can only be harmed by stupid thoughts.
That's what makes our species so crazy. Is just because we can evolve, we can adapt to situations. Like if you just give us enough time.
That's the problem.
Or not even. Oh, I guess I shouldn't say time in this sense, like context. That's just like just give us enough, like, you know, generation.
Our worst enemy is time. Something we can't control.
Yeah, we don't live long enough to do what we want.
Yeah. You know, some humans can like live to like freaking like 120 years old. That's like one of the earliest, like oldest humans.
Yeah.
20 though.
Imagine. I mean, some of us like be able to like stay older though. Like just, I think it's kind of crazy that there's like scientists out there trying to figure out how to, you know, solve death, like trying to keep us alive forever.
Bad idea.
Yeah, that's why I can't wrap my head around. I'm just like, who would
overpopulation? That would be
like some people I get like if you have enough money you'd probably want to live forever and see everything, but I'm like after a while you're just like just put me down, please, Jesus.
Yeah.
Man, would it be a possibility you get bored in a sense?
You would just have to keep doing stuff. Like you would have to keep, and I'm sure like after so long you can only see so much, and then it's just.
But the thing is like, yeah, you can live for like, I don't know, depending on how they go about it, you can live forever, but you could still like get shot and die.
Yeah.
And shit. Like you're still a human.
It's like Master Roshi. He can't die, but he can get killed. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you're still a human.
Yeah.
But like basically like a lobster, like they can't die unless they get killed. Like, an outside force.
Yeah. No, they kind of
lobsters live forever, dog.
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy.
Unless,
didn't know that?
unless
Yeah.
something
Funny.
else kills them. Yeah.
Unless something
The same with
kills it.
jellyfish, I believe too. Some
Yeah, bizarre
jellyfish.
creatures.
Jellyfish are aliens, 100%.
I think octopuses are aliens.
They are definitely aliens.
I heard
They're
of this
fucking
theory
weird.
plenty of times too, which I can't wrap my head around either. I don't believe that in a sense. Like, but what it's like some scientists theorize that they could be aliens too. Because they
what,
can't
octopus?
comprehend. Yeah, octopus. Like they can't comprehend. Like, why is that? Why is it like that?
But it evolved like this.
Yeah, like what is
Yeah,
it?
really. I mean, honestly, and they're just so
they're
fucking
a-
intelligent.
Right.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
extremely intelligent. They can shrink their body. They can go into like as cracks. They could squeeze their body down into cracks and go through.
Yeah, they solve puzzles. They can like open things. They have personalities. They exhibit the same, almost, I guess some would argue, emotions as people do. Like they get angry, they get depressed and like hide. They can get anxious and stressed out, and they do puzzles and shit to relax themselves.
What's another good thing is like meteorites. They can carry like microorganisms up there.
Mhm.
Like we could be like alien. We could be the alien species from a different planet. Hypothetically.
Yeah,
You
could be
think-
like that movie Life. With
I think I've seen this movie.
I haven't seen
with
it. Yet.
Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds. They're like the astronauts. They find life, but it's like microscopic. It's like, it looks like an amoeba, but it turns out like it breaks free and it's actually like
Is it like a
sentient
symbiote
or-
like a thing?
Yeah,
Didn't
it's
this-
almost like a symbiote kind of thing. It like takes over their body.
Didn't it recently come out? Or
I
is it an old
think
movie?
yeah. When
came out a few years
that
ago.
trailer was going on, I think people thought it was gonna be a Venom.
Venom.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was it that
Yeah,
movie?
people think it's like a Venom prequel or something.
Oh,
essentially, like,
it is that movie then. Yeah, okay.
because it's
Yeah.
them, like the thing going from like person to person. It's almost like a mix of Venom and the Thing, but it's like
Yeah.
this
The Thing is
alien
awesome.
is going in
Yeah.
between from person to person, killing them,
Yeah.
and then like at the very end of the movie, spoilers,
don't
it's the
care.
spaceship crashing Earth. So
it
and then
spreads
people
across.
assume like, oh, it's on Earth now. It's gonna
Oh
be
no.
It's,
Yeah.
it's literally the thing. That's like the Thing's prequel. It's like an alien ship crashes on.
crashes in Antarctica or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
No, I
guys?
never
I
like,
love that movie.
I never seen the prequel of the Thing 1984 movie. What is it? The
It's like,
2011.
It's an
thing?
updated. It's so like it came
The
out
one
in
with the girl.
2010.
Yeah, I
it's
didn't
the-
watch that
that
one.
chick from Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
good.
she is in it. Yeah, it's okay.
It's
I mean, it's
essentially-
like it's not as.
It's
I
the
mean,
same
I mean,
story, really.
Right.
it is.
it just can't compare to like you just get more
It's got-
answers.
I wouldn't say it has better special effects. They show
No.
more of it. It's a little more gruesome, like I guess in the detail of like the actual monster. But I mean, the Thing just had those really good practical
Props.
effects that I
Yeah, that movie's
really
so
loved,
awesome.
I
yeah.
mean, John Carpenter. I mean, you can't. I mean, like I like CGI, but like you just really cannot compare to like practical. Like how good.
Yeah,
practical
when the
effects
fucking
are.
dog rips open and all those tendrils come out, that's probably the best scene.
Yeah,
I'm
I
also
call this.
happy
the
'cause, like,
practical effects.
2 years ago, I got to watch it. There were like the Ardsley Theater was doing, like old movies like playing on like screens again, and they had the Thing, and I was so happy I got to see it. Like
I wish I would see
internationally.
that in theaters. I love that movie. I caught this movie like late at night one time a few years ago in high school. Just watched it.
I
So,
think.
was-
Well, I mean, if the theaters weren't like like we wasn't going through a pandemic, they do that every year, and they would do like
Yeah.
a whole month. They would do like
Yeah, they'll
all
do
of
like a
October.
flashback or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember there was a theater that would do it like
Miyazaki.
they would do like Throwback Thursdays. So like if it was like a matinee like before 5 o'clock, like you could watch like Back to the Future or one of the Harry Potter movies and like just kind of random movies.
it seems
Just
like
older
there's
movies.
some theaters they would do like Miyazaki movies where it's all like Spirited Away and stuff like that.
yeah.
God, I
And
wish.
they have like English, and then they would have the dub and stuff like that. But do you guys
Maybe
think? So I've heard this like do you guys think that our let's see, how should I phrase this? So Tay was messaging me yesterday, and we were talking about Space Force and how like why that got created, and Tay was thinking that like that was like for aliens and stuff, and I was kind of more or less thinking that there's probably already these secret programs like
Yes.
Men in Black and stuff like that, like these special, which I mean
Secret
they
space
have
program.
right, they have sectors within the Pentagon. They do Like, I know there is a sector that does investigate UFOs, and they've
that's been
declassified
confirmed.
files.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I don't know why you haven't brought this up yet, but the Pentagon has essentially confirmed that aliens are real.
All
And no
fully
one is,
world
like-
vehicles or whatever. What was that quote says? Like all from this earth.
Well, yeah.
They off-world
I
vehicles,
think-
which if it's an off-world vehicle, then what else could it be? It has to be an alien. If there's a vehicle flying through space that is not from Earth.
And are they like using American architecture and history, or like entire world, like Russian assets, Chinese assets, and all that stuff? Like
what, the
looking at
Pentagon
records,
stuff?
like looking at records of everything they know, and it's not from
It's
this
probably
earth.
the U.S. because I mean it's up to
Yeah.
the individual country on what they do with that stuff. Although Russia hasn't, Russia's never been really secretive about it, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd say China might be a bit more because they go against anything that go against them. And then a couple other countries. There's a few countries that just aren't that secretive, like we are and stuff about it.
Yeah.
Now it's coming out. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
and which,
Maybe 2020 will be the year that we get finally get disclosure or something.
well, it seems like
Well,
they've
isn't
been,
what's-
like they kind of been drip feeding us.
That's what I about to say.
More and more and more information,
It-
just slowly confirming it. They're not going to come all outright, but they're going to slowly ease us into it.
I wish
it
they
didn't-
would.
Yeah, I wish they would, but it didn't click
Like,
onto
let's
me.
just
Jordan
call a
actually
press
told me that.
conference, get it on live television, throw it on the Twitch, YouTube,
Throw it
whatever.
on Twitch.
Get
Dude,
a whole
that's-
little conference down like, hey, I'm here to answer your questions. I just want
Yeah.
to let you guys know that over the past 70 years, the United States has been studying and keeping a close eye on UFOs and alien activity. And I have this big ass fat binder that I just want to go through with you guys.
Dude, I
There
will
you
legit
go.
watch that for hours.
It
Bring some
blow
food
dust right off of
and
it.
just listen to it.
Exactly.
I'm like, I don't. When it comes to people think this is like more of a like, in a sense, I was telling Jordan about this. Like, I legit believe aliens exist, not what people think they are. I believe like the universe is too vast to say no. They exist somewhere. They can't come here, or we can't come to them. In a sense, some can because they live longer than us and all that stuff. But like, I don't know why people are not taking it seriously. Because they think it's like some kind of jokey conspiracy. Like, no, that's plausible. They can come here. That's a thing. And I don't know why no one's like taking it, like, because we have this mentality that, oh, you're a tinfoil hat guy. But it's different between like thinking like ghost to aliens. Like, aliens can legit be a thing. They're on different planets, galaxies,
ghosts
universes.
aren't?
Yeah. No, I believe aliens more than ghosts.
I
Ghosts are-
love
I do.
when I bring this up. It's like there's an X-Files episode where there's an alien ghost, and I'm like,
Yeah.
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 That sounds corny, but it's like.
But I mean,
It's so
no, there's
corny.
also like, but those like they blend really well though, because like there's the idea that ghosts could be interdimensional. Like they're not actually dead people. They're just
Like some shit like from Interstellar, like with that part where
Yeah.
it goes through space and time, and it's
They
like,
were aliens.
He's like
Yeah.
knocking books off the.
Well, that's a tesseract. That's how they usually
Yeah, and shit
communicate
like
with
that.
them.
Like it just
Yeah.
happens to be like some really weird space time stuff. Could be some dude from the fourth dimension.
Yeah, that's how I was telling
any
Jordan
sort of
too.
thing.
Like, ghosts could be dimensional beings. We just don't understand.
Yeah, and the same
Beyond-
with the
yeah.
aliens too.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait. Let's ease into the. We're getting ahead of ourselves on the.
Okay.
So we're
But-
going
but-
aliens and then dimensions.
Well, referring to aliens, though, I think people should take it more seriously than what we're doing. I know COVID is important. It is important. But, like, the fact that alien life can come here and, like, exist, that's changing history altogether. That's
What is
super
COVID
important.
caused by aliens?
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
the radiation
kinda
from the
fear
ships
it
spread
because,
to
like,
everyone.
I don't know what you would do with this information if this was like the case of like we're just a science experiment to them.
Okay, yeah.
They literally.
I also
came
want
here
to say that before
to-
all this COVID shit happened, we were opening a suspicious amount of tombs that should not have been opened,
right,
and I believe we're all cursed now.
if they just gave
Yeah.
me the tomb juice so I could have drank it,
Yeah.
I'm stronger.
Just let me
But-
drink it, damn it.
Ugh,
This
that's
wasn't
so
That was like
gross.
that was so fucking wild back in like 2019. Like people were
Rotten
like,
flesh
let
and
me
bacteria.
drink the tomb juice.
Let me drink the.
I mean, like,
Bottle
that's
it
like
up.
blood, right? Or is it just water that's leaked into the tube?
I think it's just disgusting, like
Bodily
water
fluid.
or mold or
yeah,
something.
it's literally everything into one juice.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
petri dish. Is that is that what you want to
It's-
call it?
Rust, flesh,
Can the-
rocks,
Can
dirt.
the body like liquefy after it's like it decompose?
I guess so, but I don't think
Yeah.
that liquid would have lasted like what 2,000, 3,000 years
That's
or
why we
whatever.
have to drink it. We have to know what it is.
How deep is it?
That's how
that
you
was
gain the
disgusting.
knowledge.
It
when
was
I
just
saw
like a
that.
little puddle. So
Yeah, just stick the finger depth trick. To see how
Something
deep
like
it
grabs
actually
you
is.
and just pulls you in.
Yeah,
Something grabs you.
it's like this. It's like a puddle this big, but a whole hand comes out of
Yeah,
it. And grabs
yeah.
it.
yeah, it's a portal. It's like some Freddy Krueger stuff.
No, we got to the point though. Like when Jordan, it didn't really hit me till Jordan said it. Like how they like gradually over the years just giving out these little bits of UFO alien.
It's not even
information.
over the years though.
Yeah.
It's been over like just a few couple months, which
But
it only
pieces and
it makes me
pieces.
like believe. Now I'm getting my tinfoil hat on. It makes me believe that they're going to reveal something really huge, and something that we probably couldn't handle all at once.
I'm ready for it. I don't care what no one says.
Shit,
I'm
I
excited.
already
You're
know.
ready for it.
I'm
People that
excited
are like
for it.
they're like open minded to it, but some people aren't. Like our
Religious
parents.
people. I keep telling you that it's religious people.
Yeah, it's
They
gonna
don't-
destroy a lot of people's like
I told you, Jordan.
mentality. It's gonna
Yeah.
destroy a lot of
This
people.
is gonna destroy. Like
Well-
if we find that out, cities would be on fire. Countries
Yeah.
would go crazy because they
Well,
want
it was
like.
like the world when that like in the 50s when the dude was reading off World of Wars.
Oh, the War of the
from
Worlds
book.
broadcast. Yeah.
Yeah, and people thought it was like legit.
Thought it was
like we
real.
were getting invaded, and people were like
Really?
at home killing themselves.
the original world. Wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they have the
They-
original broadcast on YouTube. It's actually really good. You should listen to it.
Didn't it make like
It's from the 30s. I think it's from the 20s or the 30s, actually.
Didn't it make a new TV show for it recently?
War of the Worlds?
On, like BB. What's that channel called? BBC, BCB, whatever it is called.
BET.
Shut up. Nah, it's some British TV channel. It's a British TV show, but it's like War of the
Oh, the
Worlds,
BBC. Yeah, the British
Yeah.
Broadcasting Corporation or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard another phrase.
But that's
Then
like
that's-
BBC is basically like British, like Britain's Fox News,
CBS.
or whatever. Like
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
like when people say Fox, like that's an American network, but like BBC,
Yeah.
that's British network.
I don't know, man. I think people should just take it more seriously than we are. It's kind of how we just like, man, the
I
UFO,
definitely do.
Like,
I think a lot of people nowadays do. I think a lot of people more or less take it seriously.
I don't think so. in a
I
sense,
think
'cause,
people
like,
are definitely a little more open to the idea of it. I think there are certain aspects of it that people are like still weirded out about, like the abductions, like
Fire
certain
in the
like
sky.
the abductee stories and stuff like that. That's a great
Yeah.
movie. That's a great
It's a
story.
scary movie.
Yeah, it's pretty it's
Fuck,
scary as
guys.
fuck.
No,
The book is like probably equally scary, but like that whole like I've watched his interviews and stuff too, dude. Like that dude like legitimately like,
how is he now?
you know, at the end of the day, he still talks about it. Like not really. I mean, a lot like that's the bad thing is like you're not making any money off of this. So like a lot of people don't, or a lot of people try to, but then at the end of the day, yeah, you're just like a footnote like, oh yeah, I remember him. I remember, yeah, he said he got abducted by a UFO like in the 70s and shit like that. But he's still out there, you know. He's still alive, still kicking. He still says like, yeah, he still believes it, which I get. But I think just a lot of people seem to like discredit that kind of stuff, especially the abductee stuff. I love looking that kind of stuff up, listening to that kind of stuff.
yeah.
I feel like me personally, I mean, I can kind of tell what's a fake story almost. I feel like there's always certain patterns that show up, and I don't think that, like, while the skeptic in me is like, yes, that could be a sign of just people like cherry picking, like, oh, I like that idea, so I'm gonna spin that into my own.
Can I ask you, like, have you heard the Bob Lazar story and stuff?
Yeah, that he worked.
Yeah,
worked for the
S4
government and stuff. Yeah.
Los Alamos, which I've been listening to the History of Japan podcast, and I didn't know this, but the atomic bomb got developed at Los Alamos,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is I think that's super interesting. What's your take on his story? You think he's credible, or you think he's kind of full of it?
I mean, I think he's definitely credible. I mean, he's one of the first ones to kind of come out about it. I think it's interesting. I think a lot of people don't definitely. I don't know. A lot of people, it's easy to kind of bury someone like that. But I even if it is fake, like at the end of the day, he's got a good story. It's enjoyable,
Very story.
And then if it is real, that's exciting. And then on the other end, that's also slightly fucking terrifying in a way. I hear some of these stories. It's like, oh yeah, like that's 100% true. Like these abduction stories, like, oh, that's fascinating. But like at the end of the day, even if like these are like 1%, 10% true, that's still kind of exciting and scary to me.
The way I've explained it like a bunch of times is like we are just a science experiment to these things.
Mm-hmm.
I would always imagine it's like if you had a ant farm, you have
you
two
just
panels
watch
of glass, and you have sand or you have dirt, and you have all these ants just like crawling around. How do you think those ants view humans? Like they can't comprehend because it's so advanced and so out of their like life cycle that they can't comprehend what is going on, but they can see that like this thing from the sky is dropping in like sugar water or something into the pit, and you feed on it, but you have no idea what the fuck just dropped. Do
you think maybe they don't perceive like, I guess, that big? So say I'm coming at the tank with the sugar water, but they're so tiny, and
time is different for them.
This sounds like this sounds like I'm belittling them, but like literally they're so small that the only thing they can comprehend is that water has just dropped.
Yeah.
And then I guess they don't pay no mind to where it came from, or they physically don't see where me.
I guess a better example would be for like abduction is like a fish is swimming in a pond, and then you catch
and it gets like
fish.
Snatched. Yeah,
and you take the fish out, and then you tag it, and you
tag it or like look at it, take a picture with it, and then throw it back.
And then you put it back in the pond, and the fish has no fucking idea what just happened to
Fishing,
it.
is like, what the fuck just happened? It's
scared to death, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's got like a hole in its lip. Fucking hell.
Jordan told me this the other day. Like, it doesn't... Maybe because it didn't happen yet, but it doesn't really bother me that it's like a higher being or something superior to me in some form. I just live my life normally.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what are you going to do?
I mean, just live my life. I'd live and die. That's what we all do. I mean, like, what's the difference between gods? Like imagine like ancient gods or something, like Thor or something, Odin or whatever, Hades or whatever. These
explanations to nature.
Yeah, but like they legit think these creatures exist, these beings exist, and they live their lives.
I mean, in a sense, maybe they have. I mean, but I would say it like, I feel like, maybe it's the most common conclusion that everybody comes to, but it's like maybe Thor was a dude who, I wouldn't say maybe he was an alien or was a god, but maybe he just happened to do some crazy fucking shit that spooked a lot of people. Like he scraped two rocks together and it flings sparks. Yeah. And then a simple-minded person wouldn't know that that's just flint.
Could you like go into the territory, like George's going to the territory more like a simulation theory, and like that's in a similar case too, where like you're essentially a artificial being
creation. I'm a program.
Yeah, program in a sense, and would that affect your reality at all?
I mean, unless my reality started actually deteriorating in front of me, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It'd be like that for me. Yeah, it wouldn't.
I feel like that's a revelation I have every other month. Like if I just happen to just get too high one day. I mean, and then once you kind of snap out of it, I feel like, I mean, I've taken psychedelics. I've had weird realizations before, but I feel like at the end of the day, once I realize, oh, tomorrow I got to go back to work or, wake up the next morning, I'm still doing what I'm doing no matter how much I'm enlightened. I'm still going to be drinking, going out and buying Sprite and going to the bar and going to work. I don't know.
Do you feel comfortable telling what you had? Psychedelic?
Acid, mushrooms,
DMT,
mescaline. No, I would like to take DMT. I've never had, but I would.
Me too, dude. Not for like I just want to experience it because people say this is it changes your life in a way like not like addiction, more like reality shifting in a way like
Yeah.
Dude,
some people,
I guarantee Joe Rogan has convinced 500,000 people to do fucking DMT.
No, I mean like beyond, and plus I like last year I was getting more into like meditation, more like astral projection, all that stuff, and it somewhat ties to it. And like
Yeah.
that's
I
what I
mean,
want
the
to.
people like connect it to like this is like, oh, this is essentially like you dying, but you're not dying.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's like this is what it's gonna be like. That's what a lot of people compare it to.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's also at the end of the day, that's kind of hard to make a comparison. So like, okay, let me take DMT, and then let me have a near-death experience too. And
but they say like when you die or something, you produce a lot of that.
Yeah, you're like flooded
DMT.
with chemicals and stuff. Yeah, like I 100%. Yeah.
And then your
like,
pants flooded with full of shit.
Yeah, then like the pineal gland apparently, the third eye or something can apparently produce it, but we don't. That's not really scientifically true. Or something.
Well, it's probably just like a automatic factor in your body to calm you down.
Like
I've also heard that it's responsible for dreams too. I've also heard that, but I don't
produces
know
in dreams. Like
how
probably like
accurate that is.
Like that's why the reason like, I legit want to try or some form of that, like just to like, because you know like what is consciousness like? Conscious like, can you like? It's this chemical process in your brain, right? That's what consciousness.
I think
is.
Consciousness is more of a cloud rather than
a cloud,
physical chemical. Like I think consciousness is around you rather than in your brain in an organ. So, and I feel like people could probably say that auras, when people see auras, that's your consciousness, and that's when you just have you're standing too close. You're standing too close to someone, and you can kind of like feel how they're feeling. Yeah. And it's like you're picking up on their consciousness, like your auras are essentially touching, and your brain and the chemicals in your brains are reacting to each other, even without physical touch. Like depending on how close I am to you, my cells are responding to your cells, like they're reacting to you. They know there's another human. There's another being right there. So whether I touch you or not, if I'm just in the vicinity of you, our bodies are talking to each other, like they're reacting.
That's what I found like. That's why I found like psychedelics are interesting, because what if those chemicals change that process? So you can see like hypothetically, you can see like in your trips dimensional beings that clearly exist, but we can't see it because we're in our normal state. You take the psychedelics, it changes the chemical process in your brain.
Dude,
you see that.
Could you imagine you taking like DMT or something, and like in through the trip you see like a giant tentacle monster, and the thing like wraps around your arm and starts suction cupping to your arm, and then you come off your trip, right, and it's the next day, and then you look down at your arm, and then there's like suction cups like around your arm and stuff. Could you imagine? Could you imagine like you just be like screaming through the rest of the day, like?
I mean, but there's interesting like scenarios like that though. Like, I guess I've had interesting talks like that where I'm talking to someone who's actually not there, and then when I turn around, there's like a book I had slapped over off of the chair and stuff, essentially to make room for the person that I was talking to who doesn't exist. At least.
Have you guys ever had like any like run-ins with like a ghost or something?
No, but I told you my story, which I hate telling the story to you and Adriana. Not ghosts, but like the astral stuff and all that mess. Like, but there's a guy at my work, Brandon. He has a friend that did the same thing I did, and apparently he's really religious. So like, Brandon's religious, and his friend did it. We were just talking one day, and he said his friend just changed. He got into witchcraft and all that stuff after he did what I did. Like, what are you talking about?
After he did what? Like
astral projection, all that stuff.
Lucid dreaming?
Yeah, and he said his friend just completely just went 180 on him after that incident and went into witchcraft.
Well, I mean, if he astral projected, dog, it could be literally a conjuring situation, or no, an insidious situation. Yeah. And it could not, I don't know. It could be him, but it could be like, maybe he just saw some shit on the other side.
Yeah, because when you do it, there are like creatures that feed off the negative energy off you. Yeah. And like what I speculate is
your body's like a vessel, and you're leaving the door open for something.
Thing is, you can come back because you connect to your spinal cord. Or I forgot the cord was called. That's going to connect to your body when
Yeah,
you go
I
out
usually
to a
tie a
different
rope around
world.
myself, anyways.
You do a rope.
Yeah, you do like the
But-
imaginary rope,
Rope, yeah. Okay, that's what I did.
Tie it
You
around
pull
you.
yourself up. Yeah,
so that then if you stray too far, you can just follow the rope back.
yeah. But what I was saying, like,
Wait, both of you guys have done this?
huh?
Both of you guys
Yeah.
have done this.
I hate telling the story because it sounds like some wacko, but this is legit what I did before. And
Was it some
I
scary
mean,
shit? Did you see
I
some
mean, I
scary
know
shit?
you guys ain't wacko because like I can make myself do it on command. Not astral project, but I can put my
Yeah.
body in the what is it?
sleep paralyzed.
So like
sleep
plane or
paralysis.
whatever.
I can-
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm not trying to do it in a long time because it fucking freaks me out and I hate doing it. But
Just
Well,
don't
there's
go in
actually
though.
like there's the mental state that you have to be in to do it, but there's also physical ways that you do it. If you sleep on your back, you're more than likely to
Yeah.
get it. Because I get it
Yeah.
almost every night just because I sleep on my back all the time.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I get them
That's
like
what I do.
every 6 months, but it's been a while since I've been like sleep paralysis. But you know, people used to say they see shadow figures and all that stuff and all that stuff. I didn't. I experienced that.
I believe in the
once,
shadow
yeah.
people. I think the shadow
Yeah.
people are interesting.
Yeah,
But that's when you're
like,
awake. That's not
awake. Yeah,
projecting, astral projecting sort of thing. Although people have seen them, I wouldn't necessarily say they were like shadow people, but I mean, there's entities and things that you see
I saw one.
when you sleep. What'd you see? Was it scary?
No,
Was it the thing like?
I remember I wrote it down in a book and everything. I wrote it.
Was it like your friend, like the religious kid or whatever? He did it, and it was like, was it? Is it gonna
No,
be
his-
the
his friend did
stereotypical
it.
like I saw something scary, it was the devil, and now it kind of scarred me. sort
No,
of thing?
my-
not
my-
that you, but the other guy.
My coworker Brandon, his friend did it, and he changed. Brandon's the one that's
Oh.
religious. And I was
Oh.
telling him like from what my research is nothing to do with that. But like he said, his friend just went completely different after he experienced the astral stuff.
I don't know.
They
call
I
him
mean,
freaks.
it could have also just opened them up
Yeah.
a bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Like,
can't
for
tell
me-
you what was like my experience to like open up and like look into all this stuff. I can't.
I
tell you
opened
what
up.
triggered it.
Yeah. When I experienced my thing, and it's funny because I did it like once last year in January 5th. January 5th last year, and I did it multiple times. I did it twice in one day that morning. Then I couldn't do it again. I think I may have done it around September last year too. But when I first did it, when you come back, your way you view reality is kind of different. It makes you think like
Oh, it's
It's
very
more-
different.
it's more you don't really know in a sense than what you see. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Do you go through like a state of like you don't know if you're fully back in your body yet?
No, I know I'm back.
Yeah,
I
it's
know I'm
almost like
there,
a calm
yeah.
down a bit. Like I wouldn't say. Sometimes I get depressed afterwards.
You got depressed afterwards?
Yeah, sometimes I will, but
More
it's
me-
usually just because of like the experience is so uplifting. Like
Yeah, it's something.
now
you
it's
can't-
like, okay, now I'm back in reality. I guess I
Yeah.
have to fucking be a normal human now.
yeah, it's something you can't really tell someone to experience it. Really, like
Yeah,
they like say they have like guides, and I saw I don't know. I said she. I hate saying the conversation because it's like I sound like a freak, and I remember telling Brandon I felt so uncomfortable telling it, but it was this spherical thing.
100%, man. I think it's like
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody. I know people do have guides. I
Yeah.
did see people, but I didn't have. I've heard people having guides as in where someone will like physically come up to them and be like, "Hey, let me show you around."
Yeah, that's what she did.
Or you can have an experience like me, and I just kind of had a creeper who was watching
Watching, she was
me
trying to
do
feed on you.
and would
If-
only interfere if it was something, that I wasn't supposed to be doing, kind of thing.
Yeah,
But I never had like I
guide.
never got like close to whoever or whatever it was.
uh,
I never got like I guess like nefarious vibes from them. I mean, the feeling was definitely like awe, like
mhm.
what am I doing here, and also am I supposed to be here? But also giving myself the liberty and looking around.
Yeah,
giving myself like free range on it.
That's a good way to describe it. Like, I didn't feel no threat from this guy at all. She got at me. Like, it was like this big spherical thing with eyes. Had like a woman's voice. Told me its name. Kendora was her name. Like this purple structure. Like, imagine how space looks was purple with stars in it. And she had eyes. Spherical thing.
Yeah.
That's what she looked like.
That's pretty cool.
And she
could
got
you
in.
imagine seeing like Cthulhu and this shit?
It was like an engineer.
I don't know. Man, like, I remember I was walking down this purplish light bridge, and I looked left and right, and it was like freaking portal with bridges of different species. I don't know. Could be species. Who knows? Creatures walking in the same.
So are
thing
you like
on.
floating in this? Are you like walking? Because
One
like,
I was
when I
walking,
imagine it, you guys
one
are
I
like
was
floating.
floating. One I was floating, one I was walking. My second trip I was floating. The first trip I was
still
walking.
had sensation. Like, I still felt things when I touched it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, I guess I would have when I looked around, I was walking, but I didn't have the sensation. I couldn't feel myself walking.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. But if I looked down at myself, I was walking.
You're supposed
but,
to
like, whenever I like reached out, touched something, I would feel it.
You're like,
on my hand.
Jordan, you should like really, because it's like when I said like, I remember telling Audra this. He's like, "What the fuck is wrong?" Well, like it just changed perspective of more things when you look outside. Like, I saw things some people probably haven't seen in their lives, and then you just like go on with your day. But it just makes you wonder, like, there's stuff out there you just don't really understand. No.
See, I'm afraid to do like lucid dreaming like that because I'm afraid like I would conjure up something evil.
Because you're scared. They feed off that.
I have like a super active imagination with like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid like I would immediately think once I'm into this like dimension, I would conjure up some dimensional monster, and it would just like start feed. Yeah, that's like why I kind of fear doing stuff like that. It's because
don't go in there with fear.
If I put my body in sleep paralysis, I could feel like sometimes it's like my eyes can be closed, but I know something is standing over me. That's
fear.
Yeah.
But those creatures. That's what I was telling Brandon about his friend.
It's parallax.
Yeah, like parallax. Imagine like I broke it down to him more of like a realistic. It's real to me, but like more of a way he can understand the sense.
In layman's terms.
Yeah, like I said, okay, those creatures, they feed off negative energy, fear and all that, anger and all that stuff. That's like, so I told him they're natural inhabitants to that world. They're not doing anything bad to you. You giving them food. That's like going to walk into like a freaking like a savannah or something. And like
that's like when you dip your toes in the water and the fish are sucking your fucking toes.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, like you're going to like a wolf hens and they're eating you because it's food, it's meat. They will eat that. There's no different from these creatures from this dimension or whatever they're from. They feed off your negative energy. But the problem is like you shouldn't go in there. That's why I had to learn. Because I was terrified of sleep paralysis too growing up. I didn't understand it. But like, don't go in there with fear or whatever. Just go in there out of curiosity, and that's what I did. Just curious.
Yeah. Basically, just be curious about it. I guess that's the thing. Like, so if something goes to essentially,
just go with the flow. Go with the flow.
Yeah, it's like how I look at like bugs and shit. Like, oh, it's cool, and if it tries to bite me, I don't get scared. I'm more like, oh well, that's interesting. The thing tried to bite me.
I've technically done it once, but it wasn't like I did it on purpose. I was in a dream, and I grabbed hold of the dream. Like I realized that it was in a dream and had full control over it. It wasn't for long though. Well, it's weird because in a dream, it's like time is running like ultra fast. So it felt like I was only there for like 5 minutes, but I was probably there for like hours on end. But I remember like being able to like, I remember like gaining conscious, and that was like the strongest memory I have from it, is like realizing this is, and it's almost like everything's black. Like I was in like a black city.
Some people don't realize they're doing it. Or not.
It's like, but you get memory fragments. You can't remember. I can't remember like, but I did this like when I was really young.
Yeah. Yeah, it happens a lot to people like children. There's a guy on YouTube. He started getting his after he had his near death experience when he almost drowned. He started getting him frequently. I don't know what that is. There's like a lot of stuff you can learn about this online. It's like a different thing. I just like.
Well, it's like a good question. It's like when you die, and let's say like whatever energy your body contains is like your soul. Does that go into like another dimension? Is like hell and heaven what people perceive is like just a literal another dimension? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You are no longer in a 3D space. You are in a 2D, 1D, or a space that we can't comprehend. And that could be what these spaces are. Is like your body is slipping into another dimension.
That's what I said.
Like, maybe that's what like dreams are like.
Because your mind can go where your physical body can't go.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I say. Our brain is like a key to different things, different worlds.
And I mean,
I
like,
believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you're like sleeping, like the energy, maybe some of your soul energy or whatever energy that makes you a living being can slip out, and you can experience like, like maybe like you can split your energy up a bit.
That's what that cord is. It's connected to you.
Right, because then like your body still has to be alive. Like your soul has to still be connected into your body, and maybe a little bit of energy can slip out and you can experience something. But it's like the same thing with like chi and like energy and stuff like that. Like a
they all tie together.
Like a thousand. What is it? A 1-inch punch? It's like you can summon energy out your fist.
Oh yeah,
like energy. Yeah.
It's just like stuff like that. It's like you can. And this sounds like some real tinfoil shit, but you can manifest like energy.
Just energy
out of
everywhere.
your body. Like how like there's certain monks, they have a way of keeping their body
look
warm.
up sigils and stuff. People do that nowadays. What's his face? Grant Morrison did it for his series The Invisibles.
Oh, really?
Was it Grant Morrison? Yeah. He did there's really weird things, and it kind of folds into chaos magic a bit, which is like basically like there's certain acts and certain things that humans do that produce a lot of energy into the universe. One of them being death, dying, sex. Sex is one of them. Basically just orgasm and stuff like that. So a lot of people speculate that there's these things called masturbation sigils. Is essentially if you basically put your mind in this set to like either you want something or hard enough, and then what they say to do is basically create a symbol, like draw a symbol, because the human brain is hardwired to recognize and like read symbols. So if you basically create a symbol, put emotion and feeling into that, and what does that symbol signify to you? Like, what do you want? That symbol means I want money. So if you want money, so take that symbol, embed it into your brain, like embed it, like repeat it, embed it, and then masturbate, and then forget about it, and then the universe will return the favor.
Wait, what is the masturbation part got to do with it?
No, it's about like
it's you're basically giving that energy to the universe, because like death and sex are considered like very like energetic things that humans can do. Like produces a lot of energy. Like emotionally and like physically and stuff like that. So whenever you have an orgasm or die, your body like just shoots like all these chemicals which shoot off this like energy into the universe. The universe then receives that energy and then gives you the energy basically right back. It's kind of
isn't like a chemical, it's like dopamine in your brain going off, right? It's like all these neurons like firing off.
Yeah.
Giving you, which I mean, like that could be like and this is getting like really weird theories, but like these neutrons firing off, that could be projecting like your soul energy or whatever energy out of your like head into like whatever receiving into like the
energy has to go somewhere. It never goes away, really.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like weird saying like the universe, because like we don't even know exactly if it's like the universe that's what's responding to these types of things, or is it like these. Is it like a dimension? I would more say it's like a dimension.
Yeah, and then the idea of that, like the sigils and stuff like that, falls into that. The universe is conscious essentially. So the universe is a big brain. It responds to certain stimuli and impulses and stuff like that. So if
we
you
the
give
neurons.
it, so if you, it responds to us. So, just like plants respond to us and animals and stuff like that. So if we give it this energy, it basically returns the favor and it'll give it back. And then Grant Morrison did that for his series, The Invisibles. It's a comic book series, actually pretty good. It was going to get canceled.
Brandon Morrison wrote it, might be good.
He asked people to do a masturbation sigil, and the series got saved. So I wouldn't say if that's a prime example, but I mean, he got his comic book back. And I mean, it works. I mean, I would say it works for me. Most of the stuff that I've done is really just subtle. Like, I wouldn't mind, having a couple extra bucks, and then, I'm able to sell something that I have like super easy, or I'm able to trade in some of my instruments for like a pretty solid deal and shit like that. Just makes the universe a little more tolerable, I guess.
You think like all things are like connected energy wise?
Yeah, cosmic scale, guys. I do so.
Like you think you could summon like nature energy, like nature chi or something? Because like I was like, which is I don't know if you guys ever gotten like runner's high, and it's essentially you can make if you put your body to a certain point, you can release a bunch of dopamine into your brain, and it gives you like it's like I think it's like second wind they call it. I can do it like a lot of the time, so you just have to push my body to like a certain degree
limit.
So I was on my second lap, or I was halfway through my run, which is like 4 laps or 5 laps, and I was halfway through it, and I needed like a little energy boost, so I released like dopamine, or I did the runner high thing, which I'm getting to the point where I can almost do it on command. It's just you just need a lot of confidence or energy or whatever to do it. And
yeah, it's almost a mindset in a way a bit.
It's so weird that you can unlock it too when you need it. Like once you figure out how to do it once, you can kind of, it's just like kind of hype. Like if you ever heard like a good song, and it just got to, and then like one part of the song just gets you super hype.
The energy comes from nowhere. Yeah,
it's like, and you have all this energy. That's what it is. It's like Runner High does that too.
I first experienced that in high school when I did it, running for track, and when I did it, I felt like I was floating. But I was running.
Like you feel like you're going Super Saiyan or something. That's the way I like to think of it.
Oh, it was like a burst, but it didn't last long. It was probably
and it'll last maybe like
30 seconds, maybe.
30 seconds, yeah. And it like I've trained myself to like do it and then slowly but like do it in a gradual way.
In pieces.
Because you can do it in like a way where it's like a huge amount, and it's huge, but it goes away in a really short time.
You know what's fascinating about that? Because you're aware you're tired, but it comes and you do it.
You get more. It's like a more.
Where's that coming from?
There's more like oxygen in your lungs now.
Yeah,
like your body somehow starts functioning in a way where you have energy. You have more energy, and almost like your body's releasing a energy from inside you to. It's not like your body's It's like your body is manifesting energy out.
Probably a brain thing. You're restricting yourself and.
Probably. I mean, it's like in what is it, Durarara? Like
Shizuo.
He could throw someone like really far, but in return his arms would break because the human body limits you of like how much strength.
Yeah, like you
have.
You didn't see the show. Yeah, he can like he's quote unquote super strong because he uses fight or flight response. Like a natural human, like later heard.
But there's also, there's stories of like moms picking up cars and shit.
Helicopters. That's what he has. That up the limit. Where his brain telling him to stop. Yeah.
It's definitely like a real thing that happens.
That's a thing. Yeah. That's a crazy story.
And like people have like broken their arms because they've like basically they're so strong that they'll break their own muscles or break their own bones.
Yeah.
But to get to my long story short, like God, I just kept rambling. I was running through like the woods, and I did the runner's high, and I saw this deer standing in the woods, and for some reason I felt like this like energy
connection.
Yeah, and this sounds like so hippie, stupid shit, but like I felt like I felt this weird connection with it. Like I could feel the energy off like the leaves in the tree and stuff. And then we both looked at each other, and I could feel like this weird, strong connection to this deer.
I do believe in like the more cosmic, or more of a sense like we all have shared the same energy from the cosmic energy. We all came from the same thing. So could be that.
Yeah, I mean, we truly don't even know like, our origins. We don't know, like, we don't have cold hard facts of what exactly we are. Atoms and molecules is forming around, bouncing around together. But yeah, that's some good dead air right there. Well, we're pushing 2 hours. Do you guys want to wrap this up?
Yeah, we can. That's
Yeah.
fine. I was gonna stream, so
Yeah. You don't want to waste your time, Colin. You can go to stream.
No,
Yeah, Colin. Well, where people can find you at, man?
I'm on Twitch at twitch.tv/MonkeyOmega. I'm also on Twitter at _space whales. That's about really the extent. That's what I do most of the time. I just stream.
Yeah, you've been streaming a lot.
But yeah, you can find me there. I've been streaming a lot more retro stuff lately. And there's more shit on the way.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude.
cool.
Oh,
Thanks
I
for
forgot
having
to
me,
mention.
guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing this and coming on the show. We really appreciate you, and I mean, we always have a
Mhm.
good time when you come on and
Yeah, this,
talk
Yeah, man.
conspiracies.
It's
and
always
crazy
good. Always
shit.
good chats when I come on here.
yeah, man.
I didn't mention this at the beginning of the show, but if you guys can
Jesus.
also listen to this podcast on Spotify. Yeah, and Tay told me like right before we started, he's like, remember to mention Spotify.
Yeah.
If you are listening to this from Spotify, thank you so much.
You have to
You
listen to the whole 2
listeners-
hours first.
Yeah, dude.
If you're listening to this on YouTube, thank you very much. And Tay, you have anything else to say?
Wear a mask, please. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's my
All right.
message.
Well, guys, that does
Yeah.
it for us this week. We'll see you next week when we're bringing on another guest, our friend Brian. We're going to be talking about film. So
Sweet.
get hyped for that. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.